We are in the time period between Passover and Shavuos. We're counting the Omer, which is a 7-week process of self-refinement. As we count the 49 days of the Omer, we work on a different one of our 7 emotional traits, 1 per week. This is the 4th week, the week of Netzach. Netzach means victory, fortitude, and the connection to eternity. In Netzach, we feel a drive to move forward with determination. During the first 3 weeks of Chesed, Gevurah, and Sefirat, we worked on the 3 basic emotional feeling traits. After bringing the liberation of Passover into our feelings, we are now ready to move forward toward receiving the Torah with alacrity. In Netzach, we feel the emotional drive to initiate action. We feel determined to live with freedom, to act with freedom, and to fulfill our purpose in this world. In Netzach, we feel the impulse to make a realistic plan and to move forward with it, achieving our goals to have success in what we're doing. When we feel that we want to accomplish something, to initiate a change in our lives, or to actually do a mitzvah that has just been in an idealistic goal until now, now is the time to move forward and make it a reality. Netzach provides motivation for action. Just as the first 3, Chesed, Gevurah, and Sefirat, worked together, Netzach is the first of 3 qualities that bring action toward realization. Netzach, Hod, and Yesod, when they come together, provide powerful means for bringing actualization into the world. We'll speak about Hod and Yesod in the next couple of weeks. When we have strengthened these qualities, we will actually be able to move forward into the world. This is the time to overcome obstacles. We have to ask ourselves, is something stopping us from doing what we need to do? Now is the time to get beyond whatever hesitations we may have. Now is the time to move forward and utilize the special energy of the time of Sefirat HaOmer to be able to move forward. We see Netzach in the archetypal figure of Moses, of Moshe Rabbeinu. This was the leader of the Jewish people who God chose to bring the Jews out of Egypt and bring them to Mount Sinai to receive the Torah. He's called Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, our teacher, because he was our greatest leader and prophet. Moses had absolute resolve in going forward to accomplish God's purpose for the world by teaching Torah. He was absolutely dedicated to guiding the Jewish people to fulfill our unique role as a holy and priestly nation. Although he was powerfully victorious in doing what he did, in saving the Jewish people and teaching us Torah, he was the most humble man who ever lived. With this humility as his inner core, he was truly able to go forward, speak with God, have clarity, and be victorious. His dedication was to serve God and to guide his people. So what gave him this ability to act in this way was his complete trust in God. Nothing stopped him. Whatever God wanted, that's what he did. He was clear and resolute in moving forward. It says clearly in the Torah, and God said that and he did. This is what we see, his clarity of purpose, his victory in bringing God's eternal message to the Jewish people and ultimately to the whole world. How do we experience the trait of Netzach in our own lives? Since we're talking about bringing our knowledge and our feelings into action, this trait is needed in almost every area of our lives where we need to accomplish. One area, for example, is in raising and educating children. This is a huge job that takes years. It's a responsibility, it's a privilege. We have to know what are the values that we want to bring to our children. How is it that we will guide them to learn so that they can become the people that they are meant to become? This is something that we work on every day. In a certain way, it's almost as if while we have our clarity of focus and we continue in our process, still we have to begin new each day, seeing what is the need of that particular day, clarifying it and adjusting it so that the education is appropriate for each specific child at each specific time. And yet we keep moving with determination, doing this beautiful, privileged work for many, many years. And so as we're making decision after decision after decision, we have to keep focused on our purpose. And that needs to be done with enthusiasm and with perseverance. We educate our children to learn God's Torah, and we strive to bring these eternal values into the world. So we have to gather our strength again and again to be victorious. If we fall, we have to get up again. We experience inner confidence and trust in an active way. We never stop, and if we need to rethink it, we rethink it, but only for the purpose of moving forward in a better way. This confidence is based on knowing that God is here, always willing to support us in achieving our goals. We have to ask ourselves, are we really living in this way? Are we really moving forward? Are we really strongly persevering? Well, this time of working in this way strengthens this resolve and the actuality of moving forward. We learn never to despair, never to give up. We invigorate ourselves to begin new, again and again, to continue working toward successful accomplishment. We turn to God, strengthen ourselves, and keep moving forward. Each day we work on a different aspect of Netzach. For example, Gevura of Netzach. In Gevura of Netzach, we work on not giving any energy to fears, doubts, hesitations, or distractions. This is something everyone has to work on, to hold back those fears, not going there, to be able to go forward. In Netzach Shabbat Netzach, Netzach of the week of Netzach, we work on trusting in God by actually taking action to accomplish God's plan and to accomplish what we are here to do. There's an interesting story about the Lubavitcher Rebbe. The Lubavitcher Rebbe had a meeting with a number of businessmen who all wanted to accomplish a project. The Rebbe said that this was important and gave them a directive about how to accomplish it. Within a few days, the Rebbe understood from his secretary that these people didn't take any steps because they didn't quite know how to go forward. So they didn't do anything at all. The Rebbe said, if they had only taken the first step, if they had taken one step, they would have seen how one step leads to another, and they would have been able to accomplish the entire project. This is how we need to live and how we need to move forward. In taking a step, in going forward, in clarifying what it is we need to do, we will be able to be victorious. This week, we work on bringing Netzach into our lives by moving forward with enthusiasm and with determination, by having trust that God is with us in all that we do, and by trusting that we can make changes and we can be victorious in our purpose. This strengthens us to go forward and to accomplish. The energy of each of the 49 days of the Omer makes us shine. Let's make every day count.